Hello everyone and welcome back to the DEB Gen. The Battlefield 1 open beta just dropped on Tuesday for the Battlefield 1 early enlistees, and so I spent the day getting to know the game and how it works. What did you think I was doing? Making a video? So after spending about 4 hours on the game, I am obviously an expert and 20 times better than the people that have been playing since June. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips and tricks. I find this video justifiable considering that my first video was a tips and tricks video on Battlefield 4. That was a dark age. That video is private now. The next video I did was on the Dragon Valley tips and tricks video, which was the first video that blew up that I cared about. Also my first video with a mic. I was just learning at this stage. Either way, it's cool. I have definitely grown a lot since December, and thus I think that this video is fair. So this video will cover 5, make that 6, tips and tricks for regular conquest on the desert of Sinai. And yeah, I had some other tips and tricks I was gonna throw in here, but I never actually came to write those down and I forgot about them, so this is a problem. Otherwise, we have 6 tips and tricks for you, and I'm excited to get into these. So without further ado, I shall get into them. Tip number 1. On Conquest, you have free range to go and do what you want, and the first tip that I suggest to you is that you do exactly that. Get to know the map a bit before you decide to play for real. I've never gone into a new map and done anything productive, especially if I'm new to the game. You will die a lot and your team might not know what the hell you're doing. You might lose, but you get to know the hiding spots, camping spots, spawn points for vehicles. Get to know where all the areas are, spend some time in the houses, get to know the destruction capabilities. This is exactly what I did not do, and I died a lot. It was annoying. I eventually just took a break, went to go play some Batman. When I got back, I explored the map and took my time with it. In the end, this benefited me a lot. This tip also goes hand in hand with the classes. Get to know the classes and the guns. What guns are you into? Sniper rifles, maybe? Go scout, but test out everything. I mean everything. Don't just be one of those one-class mainers. Eventually, you'll get the war bonds in which you will be able to buy other weapons for different classes. None of them, as far as I know, transfer, except for maybe the pistol and the melee weapon. The shovel is already available for you, by the way, and it is a much cooler weapon to roam around with, hitting people with, than a baton. If you are a medic, please revive the people next to you, by the way. Like, if you see someone, revive them. I do, but my team does not. You don't even know how many times a medic has been 1 meter away from me, they stand on top of me, and then they just don't revive me. You know, it's just too damn many. Tip number 2 is something that I definitely find useful. I see people using the man turrets on the ground incorrectly. There's man turrets everywhere on the maps, but everyone misuses them. They will man it and then just sit there for 5 minutes without shooting anyone, only to get shot after the 5 minutes. It is annoying to see. It's really annoying to see. If you are going to use the man turrets, know your target is basically what I'm saying. If you see someone in the distance or running up to you, to the area you are in, get on the turret and fire away. Do that. It's good because you don't want to die and stuff. Standing there only makes you an easy target though. If you don't know your target, you're just sitting there looking through a small sight trying to find someone to take a shot at. They can see you perfectly. You cannot see them. It's terrible. It's harder to see them. I did this one time and the next thing I knew, I heard a tank rolling up. I was not able to get away from this tank, but I did not see it because it was covered by my little thing. And I've been shot in the head once too. It's great. Just don't do this. If you know who your target is, sure, get on it. Get on the AA gun to fire at the planes. Do it. It's great. Just don't stand there. It's bad. Tip number 3 is something that should be pretty obvious, but apparently not to some people. Unless you're riding a horse, you need to be in a vehicle with at least one other person. In the tank especially, you can no longer be a one-man army in a tank. If you're the driver of a tank, you have a turret to shoot people with. People, not other tanks. You don't have some 60mm cannon anymore. No, no, no. If you get in a tank alone, you are bound to die in a sad death. A very sad death. People will laugh at you. In vehicles, you have to rely on your teammates in the tank to fire the high-powered cannons, which are on the sides of the tanks. The driver can't access those. You also want others to take the sides, that way you are safe on all sides. Make sure you can have as many people in your tank as possible, but minimum of 2. If you want to get in a tank and the tank just leaves you, then they are riding to their death and they do not deserve you. Ride a trusty steed. Tip number 4. This tip is something that some people may not agree with me on, but you know, it's whatever. This tip has something to do with the bayonet charge. I do not recommend that you use it a lot, but I do not advise that you do not use it very much. You can use this move strategically well a lot. I highly recommend using this move around B, C, and D. In case you did not notice, these points are centered around the city. If you happen to misuse the bayonet charge, you can at least hide in a building. If you misuse it in the middle of a desert, you are left walking really slow with no cover at all. You are an easy target. Now you may be asking yourself, what about D, Bryce? What about D? That's the train station. If you use the charge there, you are still out in the open. Yes, that is true. Well, this one is a little special. I do not recommend using the charge to kill an enemy in this area at all. I think that's bad. It's terrible. It is mainly open and a vehicle can roll up at any given time, leaving you just, well, you're gonna be dead in a matter of seconds. Instead, use it to run away. Behind D is the city, and there are stairs that you can run up, there's doorways, all kinds of things that you can hide behind. A lot of tanks seem to end up here at D, as well as horses. If you need to run away, quickly use the bayonet charge to get into the city or in a house. Now, on another note, I do not recommend using the bayonet charge to get an easy, fast kill in the city at all. That's terrible. Use the charge in a building or running into a building. If someone is standing there, they will not have time to react. Look at this clip right here. They only have time to die. With such a small place to fight, they can barely shoot you in time enough to kill you. Very rarely. You will reach them in a matter of not even a second, and if no one happens to be there, you are already hiding in an area and recovering safely. It's a good tactical move. Tip number 5. This is about the horses that everyone wanted to know about. Well, now that we know about the horses, we have a map dedicated to them, and they're a little bit harder to control than anticipated. So how do you use these horses properly? Well, here's a recommendation. You don't have to take it. If you're going for kills, I recommend riding through the city like Paul Revere. Keep your sword out and forget about your musket that's useless in the city. You're gonna die if you just do that. A lot of people will unknowingly traverse the roads, and you're close enough to hit them with your sword or your musket. It's a one-hit easy kill. The only problem with this tactic is that people can and will shoot you from inside the building and from up top on the roof. This tactic, if it can be called that, should be quick. Do not wait around for someone. Kill someone and pass through. Pass through and kill someone. If you're using horses strategically, however, and not just for kills, I recommend using a rifle in the open desert. It's actually pretty good. Close encounter should always be handled with a sword. However, do not get too close to vehicles with your horse either. That's bad. Your horse is not bullet resistant. You will die almost immediately, especially up against a tank. The only thing you have on an armored vehicle is speed, and you can use the speed to your advantage. I've outran plenty of tanks in my time of playing this in the last 2 days. Tip number 6. This tip revolves around you knowing where you stand. Once you come out of a plane or a tank, you have a carbine, a pistol, a grenade, and a gas mask. You're not going to do much damage against a scout, a medic, a support, or assault. Am I correct? So you're not going to do much damage against them. Do not try to go up against these people. This is a bad tactic. If you go up to them with a little mini carbine pistol, you're going to get shot by a shotgun, and it's not going to end well for you. You're gonna lie on the ground dead. No one's gonna try to pick you up because you're a loser. It's a true story. Don't do this. What you need to do is think strategically. Get behind people and hit them, or whatever you need to do. Shoot them in the back. You do not want to go head on with these people. Try to get around someone that can supply you with ammo as well. And if they die, you can pick up their class. If the enemy dies, pick up their class. That is what I'm saying. Know where you stand is basically know what you're doing. Know what class you have and know how much damage your weapon deals, because they probably deal more damage than you. Do not go out into the open. Hide until you have a proper shot on someone. Take their class, and then you're good. Then you can run around and die all you want. Otherwise, you have a carbine. Don't die immediately. It's a ticket toward their team. Please don't be stupid. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really wanted to do a tips and tricks video, and I'm glad that I did. I really appreciate you guys watching. It's great. Thank you so much for all of your support on every single video, even if it's not a Fallout video. I really appreciate it. So basically what I do is I do Fallout videos mainly, and I'm thinking about doing the Nuka World add-on since it came out like 2 days ago, and I'm probably really late to the party already. But you know what? I could do it. Just leave a comment. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps you. I hope you are enjoying the beta. I know that the servers are down the first day that the beta comes out. It's EA, what do you expect? Well, I played the game yesterday, early enlistees type thing, the early enlister thing, and I really enjoyed it. The servers were perfect, but now I guess it's overloaded with people, and now they're having problems. I got into a couple games today, but you know, not enough that I felt okay with buying the game eventually. So thank you guys so much again. I hope these really help. I'm sorry that these aren't maybe the tricks and tips that you were looking for. I know there's plenty of tips and tricks that you can go through. I have only experienced the game for a couple of hours. So yeah, if you like this video, click that like button gently. If you didn't like this video, leave a comment telling me how I could do better. You could leave a comment saying that you're trash at Battlefield, you don't deserve to be in the Battlefield, go back to Fallout 4, and I would still read it because someone cared to write it. I will have a Fallout 4 video eventually, Friday hopefully. School's been, you know, hell. It's been a week since I uploaded. So thank you guys either way for all the support. I just love you guys so much. I will see you in the next one and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.